So the next session, what we thought is we will co-create and we will learn together. We have produced very little content, but we will learn from each other. The theme is Trans-Pacific Partnership, and what does it mean for Malaysia? Is it good or bad? What should we do about it? Very flexible with what we will discuss within the limitations of that theme. So here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to invite my colleague Vivek Vaidya. He will give us a 2-minute spiel, just 2 minutes. What is this TPP all about for those of you who don't know enough about it? So Vivek, tell us, what is this Trans-Pacific Partnership? What is it? It is like a cricket team?
Yeah, so I think there is a lot of interest in TPP. In the beginning of the year, I did one presentation on automotive, and there were lots of questions asked to me, and that's why we decided to include this topic. So TPP, what started off as an agreement between 4 nations, has now quickly transformed itself into about 12 nations, and there are another 3 or 4 nations who want to join this. Now TPP, as the name suggests, is Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement. This is not a FTA, this is a partnership agreement. And the objective of this is to make sure that all the businesses come on this level playing field across all these continents. What does it do? It opens up big markets. It opens up markets that are as big as US, Australia, Japan, to countries like Malaysia, Vietnam, Peru, and others. Can I have the next slide? What it does is it promises greater market access. It promises better flow of skilled labor from one place to another, competitive pricing, export growth, and also plans to provide a level playing field to all the players in this market. So this is what the Trans-Pacific Partnership is.
Excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide this room into 2 parts. One set of you will debate why this is the greatest thing that happened to Malaysia. Right? And one set of you will come up with ideas on why it is the worst thing ever, the challenges that we are going to face, and potentially give our insights on how we could address it. Yeah? So to kickstart, what I will do is, I have a big fan of the TPP partnership. Where is he? Barry Lim, come. Barry, can you speak for, why is this such a great thing for Malaysia?
Is this working?
Yeah.
Thank you, Manoj. So let me just paint a picture a little bit about what if we did not sign it. There's a lot of people who say that we shouldn't have come into it. There's a lot of businesses that think it's going to negatively impact us. Let me give you some numbers that I took down very, very quickly. So if we ignored and didn't join TPPA, a study by MITI says that decline in GDP over a 10-year period is between 0.03% to 0.06%. Now that's not a lot in itself, but if you break it down by absolute numbers, it's between 116 billion to 227 billion cumulative losses in growth for Malaysia's GDP. Huge numbers. Now, what if, for example, Indonesia and Philippines joined as well? All right? Now, these 2 countries have already mentioned that they want to be part of PPA. Obviously, now that it's been signed, and there's a rectification period of 2 years, they don't have the opportunity to come in and negotiate terms that may be favorable to them or unique to their own markets, right? So what if they join? Now, Indonesia is the largest economy in ASEAN. Philippines is only 1 step behind us, the 4th largest in ASEAN. Now, just imagine if those 2 countries do join and sign up to TPPA and we did not, all right? So now, let me get to my points. Malaysia being part of TPPA gives us new markets worth 21 trillion US dollars, right? Now, if you imagine yourself arguing the political case, for example, we, for the longest time, were talking to the US about having a bilateral free trade agreement, right? Now, looking at what happened with TPPA and how Malaysians in general accepted it or not accepted it, having a bilateral FTA with the US would have been even harder to accomplish. Second point, there is, when we did a couple of studies with MITI in the past, one of the biggest things that came out from companies is why they do not use or maximize the existing FTAs that Malaysia currently has, right? So the biggest reasons, one of which is there's increased administrative hurdles they have to comply with, increased forms that they have to fill up with customs, et cetera, et cetera. So TPPA is potentially a more practical agreement. I think Vivek will cover a point there later on, but you're talking about harmonizing ways of doing business across the member states of TPPA. And that should mean that it's easier to make use of the benefits of TPPA and versus regular free trade agreements. Third point, very quickly. I'm looking at this as a boon for business regardless of the size of your company, right? So whether you're an SME or a large local company or a GLC, generally speaking, we're talking about better IP protections, harmonizing of rules that I spoke about just now. So as you do business across different countries, there's more symmetry in the types of legal frameworks that you have to comply with, right? Bigger market pool, obviously, we talked about that in my first point just now. Now, it also gives us a very large pool of partners, talent, which Arup mentioned just now. Talent, a very important thing, technology access, and of course, what it means is that a lot of businesses, a lot of us will be forced to find niches and to be better competitive in the long run, right? Otherwise, we die out. So, final last point, from a national perspective, we're looking at higher investments for the country because it gives us a better perception among investors being part of this trading bloc as opposed to not being part of it. Again, remember if our neighbors join it, and a few of our neighbors already are part of TPPA, right? Including Brunei, Vietnam, Singapore. And those are the countries that we're competing for foreign investments with. Now, where was I? So yes, you're also looking at basically an increased pool for targeting, right? For those of us in entities that are looking at attracting foreign investments into Malaysia, we're looking at increased pool, be it not from just non-TPPA countries because they would want to potentially use Malaysia as a base into the entire TPP market, but also from within TPPA, right? So imagine if you're a company in the US and you want a lower cost, but still a very good infrastructure market to be in, Malaysia beats Vietnam as of current, right?
Thanks.
And finally, of course, a higher GDP and trade growth is spoke about.
Fantastic, Barry. Thank you. Let's go why, Barry is from Malaysia, he sells to the public sector, so he obviously cannot speak against TPPA, right? So let's invite Vivek. He's flown in from Singapore. He anyway doesn't like Malaysia much, right?
Not
So
really,
tell
not
us-
really.
Okay,
What
good.
I'm going to do is just highlight a few things that Malaysia needs to do to set it right to actually benefit from TPPA. And if they are not done, then actually it might work the other way. Because number one, TPPA is not a simple free trade agreement that we are all used to. It is not just about reducing taxes and duties. It is about aligning the entire value chain, which means that if you want to sell a product in the US under TPPA, they will ask you what are your labor laws. They will ask you what are your IP practices. They will assess the entire value chain before your products are made available. And if you cannot do it, if you cannot align with their with their laws, labor laws, then probably you will not be able to benefit. So it is not a simple FTA. You would need to, it's a new way of doing business, and that is what you would need to align yourself to. Also, if you see the big names, and Barry mentioned $21 trillion, but all of these countries are developed countries. And they are also eyeing markets like Malaysia, markets like Peru, markets like Vietnam with their own products. So it's a bit of both ways. It's not a one-way street. You are also going to get more competition from developed country into your own backyard. So what essentially it comes down to is TPPA might be great, but is Malaysia ready for it?
Okay, excellent. I think we have got the right. Thank you very much, both of you. Round of applause for them. So, and they're going to be here. You can call them if you need any help. So here's what we're going to do. Each table, first thing you do, appoint a leader, a spokesperson, because every table in this room will be given 60 seconds to express your opinion. We will go through all 16 tables. So 16 minutes, you will hear 16 opinions for or against. Yeah? Okay, excellent. A big round of applause to all of you. Thank you. So here is what we're going to do. We're going to let the pro side go first, and then the defense can, cons can, talk about it. So who wants to go first? We'll alternate between the pro and the con. So who wants to go first, please? Okay. Okay, big round of applause. Yes. Okay, timer start, please.
Wait, hold on. What am I supposed to
You have 1 minute. 1 minute. Hold on, hold on. Where is the mic, please?
do? Is it?
Mic. Yeah. Yeah. So Arup is going to decide based on the applause after every presentation and based on his own individual perspective. Okay? So where is the mic, please? Yeah. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Do come here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I were to ask,
Yeah, fine.
okay, are we starting? Okay, if I were to ask you, can you please move here? You took your time, right? But if I,
Oh.
so sorry, but that's the whole point of TPPA and why it should be considered as something positive. If we take organic growth for all the private sectors to move into one alignment, it will take forever, as you can see how he moved just now. But the moment when we set up TPPA, you get everybody aligned because everybody is thinking about survival. Humans are unique in the sense that when you are pushed in a corner, you will start to fight back. We need something, a disruption, right? As you rightly like to use most of the time for technologies, a disruption in order for us to change the way how we work. If we want to compete with the best,
Thank
we
you.
have to be the best.
Excellent. Time's up. Yeah. Okay. Who wants to respond? Okay. Okay. I saw.
Manoj, just stay here.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna use the same analogy. The problem with the push is that if I push it too fast, what happens is that you stumble, and it might be very, very hard for you to get up again. And that's what TTPA is proposing to do to SMEs. SMEs are not ready in Malaysia right now to take the full advantage of TTPA. SMEs will suffer because TTPA was drawn with US big corporations in mind. It was not designed for small businesses in Malaysia. Small businesses need support from government agencies. They need funding. They need to learn how to navigate the hassle that it is to adapt to TTPA. And you cannot just push them and say, hey, go adapt, because they cannot take advantage. And worse than that, they're going to suffer if they're forced to do that, because they're going to lose focus in their business. They're going to lose productivity. They're going to lose jobs.
Thank you. Wow. Great use of time. Okay, who wants to respond? Now, we find someone else if you want to push around, please.
Okay. For the pros argument, what we're saying here, SMEs will have better market access. When you say market access, it's not just your retail, your consumer. You're talking about partnership with expertise around, well, the TPPA countries. You're talking about funding from the TPPA countries, so you don't just rely on the government of Malaysia. And at the end of the day, using the theme of today, innovation to zero, so what we are talking here is zero boundaries. So SME will have to learn to survive, and those who cannot survive should remain, well.
Excellent. Thank you. Very good. Okay. No, we got to go again. We got to let the opposing team. Yeah. Yeah. I think one of you can stay on this side. Yeah. I'm very eager. Oh, sorry. They
Hello.
Oh, she wants to rebut her. You want to give her an opportunity to rebut? Okay, we'll come back. Yeah, we'll come back.
Okay, I'm from the cons for TPPA. As a private sector, I think, are we really ready as a nation in Malaysia? As it is now, we are actually lack of intellectual connectivity currently, because all our talent pool currently are already going outside, because currently there is something wrong with our government system. It has already said that with TTPA, you can only earn about 100 billion or about less than 1% of our GDP. I think we can gain that by improving our transparency and corruption and governance.
Wow.
Thank you.
Perhaps we'll try somewhere on this side of the room.
Okay, please.
All right.
Okay, let's go there. Wow, this is like woman domination.
Hi, I'm Nadia. We are from the Pro TPPA team. For us, lack of knowledge shouldn't stop you from embracing it. With TPPA, basically it will encourage IP creations and encouraging for new products, new local products going internationals, like the cosmetic, for example. And the fact that the companies will also need to comply to minimum wage, which Malaysia has already practiced, so it shouldn't be a problem or any issues. And Bumiputra concerns have also been addressed by the ministers, so there shouldn't be any fear. And better R&D in Malaysia will lead and encourage to technology transfer. Besides that, the state-owned enterprise will evolve into a more independent and much more sustainable company, yes. And apart from that, job opportunities will also grow and also
Excellent. Thank you.
involve more GDP.
Okay, I think this, yeah, here please. She's very upset, so.
I'm from the SME group, and I don't like what I'm hearing here. I've been building this company for the 50 years, and you're telling me now that I've got to compete with these big giants coming with their products. What are we trying to do here? Malaysia is full of culture, full of our own proud in terms of our products, and now you've got all these foreign products coming to Malaysia and trying to take over what we have. You know, where is our pride as Malaysian building our own products? We should be able to access their market, and they should comply to us. Why are we complying to them? So why should we stand, to the fact that we are being governed by other people when we, Malaysia, multicultural, multi-religion, multinational, they come to us and test their products, and they make their money in other parts of the world. So why should we should allow them to be here in the first place?
Excellent. Thank you. Wow, that's a lot of passion.
We have one more here on
Okay.
this side.
The first male participant. Give him a round of applause. Oh. Oh, use of visual tools, yeah?
Okay, so my name is Afifi. I'm representing the group for the pros for the SOEs. Number one, I think there's, with harmonization of rules and procedures, this will allow for SOEs to either reduce or streamline administrative hurdles and bureaucracy, which should improve the resilience of the companies, which are a bedrock of the Malaysian economy. Number two, I think with the inflow of new technologies and partnerships with companies willing to invest in Malaysia under the enhanced presence of TPPA should also have the same effect to rejuvenate SOEs and make sure that they are competitive. And the last thing is, again, towards the focus and the point of competition. I think the fact that with more competition, even within the SOE space, this will allow them to build their resilience and also push them to be reputable players, not only within Malaysia, but also overseas. So I think a company, an SOE, that's able to compete within its home market, within the framework of TPPA, can also compete in other TPPA markets and also non-TPPA markets in order to further improve the positioning of Malaysian companies.
Thank you. Very good. Okay. We have a rebuttal there. Yes.
Elvin, FGV. I'm actually representing the con sites. Now, everyone talk about advantages of TPP and things like that, right? Have you guys actually think about what is the commercial impact on your industry or even your country for the sake of TPPA itself? Saying, for example, if you're actually a TPPA country, now your cost is actually being regulated by someone else, not yourself, right? So when you do an import and export, your cost or your price is now being governed by someone else. And that is actually leaving a good impact on your business itself. So think about what you guys want to do before you actually go on to TPPA. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Interesting. Okay, yes, we have here. Mike. Okay, sorry, we'll come to you next after this. Introduce yourself as well. Yeah.
Hi, good day to all. So since TPP already been signed, so as an SME, so we should analyze ourselves. So we are small, but we are agile, flexible, and can make fast decisions, and we have a niche product. So with the TPA, with the standardized regulation, with a better blueprint and framework, we could access the TPA market. So this is an opportunity for us, SME, to upgrade ourselves, to upscale, and to expand much faster than before. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, that table there, please. SOE, state-owned enterprises.
Right. Okay. As we know, as an SOE, usually SOEs carry the obligation of nation building as part of its business operations. Therefore, it's not just purely about profits all the time. Under the TPPA, SOEs are no longer allowed to provide non-discriminatory treatment to local players. As such, it hampers the nation-building agenda of SOEs, whereby SOEs are no longer able to prop and nurture and also incorporate local content into its business operations. Now, although there may be long-term benefits of the TPPA, the question is the local industry ready to compete with these foreign players when the TPPA is ratified in 2 years' time? Now, also talking about labor very briefly, although Malaysia is a signatory to many of the ILO conventions, with the new labor chapter that is in the TPPA, are companies ready in terms of the obligations under the TPPA? Thank you.
Okay, very good.
So we have
Okay,
a response
we have
over here.
Okay.
I'm Bay. I like the Caucasian girl who say knock off. I want to suck in. You know, bro, once you have TPPA, we got sucked in the whirlpool. Only the fittest survive. So to survive, you have to go. Zeroization. That's it. What are we talking today? Zeroization. Finish.
Okay. Oh, that is a very short response. Fiery response. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we start with that table. We'll come to you next. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Mike, please. Yeah, left. Zisham, left. Yeah.
My, this sounds like an Oxbridge debate. Don't start yet. Oh, you're giving me 2 minutes. Right. A caveat before I start. I'm wearing the One Malaysia badge, so you know where I'm from. Someone provide me a job after this. Right. Okay. Firstly, someone pushed Manoj around. Now, if you are talking about nudge theory, I strongly suggest you read Richard Thaler's book, because nudge is not enough. Nudge is only enough if we are prepared. If we can't be playing the mind game. So, firstly, are Malaysians ready? Has the government done enough awareness? We have TV, thank you, Dato' Bey. Now, we have TV adverts for dengue, influenza zifar. Name me one TV propaganda advertisement on TPPA. Tak ada. So, secondly, there's a perception. Have we built our own niche and branding? Are we good enough in something? Yes, we are. We needed Anup to tell that we are good in batik. Nextly, are we good in competing? Are the GLCs stifling innovation? Thank you. So, now the next one, rent seeking. I leave you with that question.
Okay, thank you. Wow. Okay, we have some response here. Yeah.
Hi, thank you. Well, coming to 60 years of independence, it's time to grow up. Okay? How much more do we need to be under the protection of the government? It's time to grow up. And so long as we do not let go of our children, they will never learn, right? And once you let go, they need to make their little mistakes. They need to know how to grow up. And this would drive healthy competition, where they will then drive to survival. How do they do that? That one, they need to ensure competitiveness in terms of their costs, efficiency, improve the technology, automation, and it's good for our people. Our people are more competitive. They will upskill, they will improve their knowledge and competition to fight in the global market. All right, so with this, I would say we support TPPA. Yes?
Thank you. Okay, good. Yes, please.
Globalization. We are in globalization era now. So what's the point of having TPPA? US product can come to us now. No hindrance at all. So one of the most important points that we are talking about is in regards to dumping. It happened before in the 80s to the US market. Are we awaiting for our products to be swarmed by dumpers? You know, people who dump bad product, inferior product, but with their financial mights, their strength, our SOEs or our SMEs, how can they compete with people who can bring multi-trillion dollars of fund and capital? The other point I'm going to make is also in regards to legal matters. Which, for example, if there is any issues in regards to pharmaceutical products that fail in Malaysia, that is brought in from US, for example, which legal laws do we use? Malaysian or US? Or do we need to go to the United States to state our case?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, time up. Good. Hey, okay. We have one table here, and then, yes, we'll go to that table as well.
I'm from the pro. I would like to say that consumers should win because of this TPPA. Who want to own Tesla S with 35,000? With this, when you bring in the car, it can be diagnosed in US and it can be serviced here. We don't have to worry on bringing the products from US. So with that, give me the challenge of, I'm also from SME, and I will be able to compete, I will be able to bring down Tesla in one day. This is because of we have the TPPA. Thank you.
Oh, excellent. Okay, we have that table, yes, and then we'll come back to that table as well, okay?
Okay, so I'm going to bring the analogies back. Today we've been talking about cricket. So the Cricket World Cup is a bit like the TPPA. It's a level playing field, there are fair rules, you have umpires. But make no mistake, we're not the West Indies, yeah? If Malaysia were tomorrow picked to play in the World Cup and they face off against a giant like Australia or the UK, who do you think is going to get whacked? We are, of course, right? We only go in with a fighting chance when we get everybody on board, the private sector, the public sector, grassroots campaigns. We need to go in with a fighting chance, right? Simply playing in the Cricket World Cup is not going to lift our game in and of itself. Just like signing the TPPA is not going to lift its game in and of itself. We need more than that. We need time to get ready so we can play in the big leads. Thanks.
Excellent. Great. Great insights. Okay, we have this table here.
Good morning. I'm from the private sector pro side. Let me just say this to the naysayers. I think Malaysia can compete. I live next door to Top Glove headquarters, and every day I see how many people that I have and what makes the news. And I just want to say Malaysia can compete. It's really time for us to grow up. In a new economy, the old rules of business still applies, which is you sink or you swim, right? Malaysia, for those who say, where is our pride, I want to say, where is our confidence? Malaysia can compete. Every big company was once small. Just remember that, right? TPPA is, has rules, but remember the future, the TPPA is about harmonization of rules. But remember the future market economy is about personalization, and that is actually a level playing field for everyone.
Excellent. Great insight. Thank you. Okay, we have that table there. Yeah? I think we are down to the final last two tables, if I'm not mistaken.
Basically, for me, we are in business. First thing, sorry, I'm playing the against side. Okay. So in business, we talk about risk. Okay. In terms of moving to other country, do we understand the risk of the country? Because any government policy that they launch may contradict to your company. So it depends on your business nature. They may launch a rules that totally contradict to your company, you're gone. You see that your company go down. So I think this is a very important point we need to think about if you want to go for anything, in which I think this is the survival of the business. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have everybody got a chance? Anybody with a burning desire to say anything? Okay, I know two tables have not presented, but in interest of time, we'll pass it to the judges. Judges? Yes, two judges we have. So, Arup, you want to make some final comments?
Yeah, as always, very difficult to judge. I think all the comments were
valid, pros and cons both. But I think the one that I like the best, which I think articulated, talked about, where is the confidence? I think this is very important. I think the fact that an agreement comes should not be something that slows us down. I think it gives us an opportunity to evolve and to compete in the world. And like I said in my message even earlier, we don't have a choice. We are living in a global economy. Sheltering and keeping ourselves indoors puts us at grave risk. So with that background, I'm a very pro-TTPA guy, as you can see.
You're pro-Donald Trump also?
Big time. No, I'm joking. I like him for some things. I don't like him for other things. But some things he says is of great value, but some are not. And that is true for all politicians and every leader. So the group that I would like to support, and Renu confirms that with me, is 1, 2, 3, fourth group. So this table, in my opinion, wins it.
Okay, excellent.
So congratulations, guys.
Yeah.